Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Backlash 2025 was another successful premium live event under Triple H's creative vision. The upcoming episode of Raw will see the fallout of the spectacle, and WWE may have some big things in store. Rumors have been swirling that the game might cause a shocking character change in a former World Heavyweight Champion on the show tonight. Gunther is believed to turn babyface on Raw. This speculation arose due to his post-match actions at Backlash. Following his battle with Pat McAfee, the ring general showed a humble gesture of respect to his rival. He gave McAfee a subtle nod of acknowledgement before walking out of the ring. It was a move that left everyone utterly confused, sparking rumors of a character change. However, it is highly unlikely Triple H would turn Gunther into a babyface at this point. The ring general has a history of showing respect to his opponents once their battle concludes, a trait that has somewhat become a part of his character. Notable instances include his respectful gesture towards Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel despite being a heel. What he did at Backlash could therefore be considered a nod towards the end of his feud with Pat McAfee. The ring general is a vicious heel, and the Monday Night Raw roster currently lacks someone as hellish as him. WWE is very likely to keep him a heel for a long time. It could give rise to feuds against top stars on the brand like Penta, CM Punk, or even AJ Styles. However, at the end of the day, it all depends on what Triple H has in store. It remains to be seen what Gunther's next chapter is in the Stamford-based promotion. After what happened at Backlash this past weekend, it is safe to say that Gunther has wrapped up his feud with Pat McAfee, and stretching it further would not make any sense. The ring general is also not involved in any other active storylines at the moment, and there are no hints about what his future could be. This has caused fans to wonder if Triple H is going to give him a break for a few weeks. That may not happen. The main reason behind this is that Gunther already took a brief hiatus, which he reportedly wanted, before his match with Pat McAfee. WWE showcased a suspension angle in his story with McAfee to keep him away from television. Therefore, the former World Heavyweight Champion could now be actively involved with WWE's story, potentially until SummerSlam. The Triple H-led creative might put him in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which is just 4 weeks away. It will be interesting to see if the former World Heavyweight Champion appears on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. If he does, he could potentially declare himself for this year's Money in the Bank ladder match. The wrestling world continues to buzz following the fallout of WWE Backlash 2025, an event that delivered fireworks, surprises, and the kind of emotional weight that only Triple H's new creative direction can foster. In the wake of a controversial finish to a pivotal match involving a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, fans are speculating that a major character shift could be on the horizon, and it may be orchestrated by none other than Triple H himself. The idea: turning a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion babyface in the aftermath of one of the most talked about PPVs of the year. But who is this champion? And why now? All eyes point to Seth freaking Rollins, a man who, despite his pedigree, in-ring brilliance, and fan loyalty, has found himself entangled in a murky alliance with rising heels and unpredictable agendas. At Backlash, Rollins faced LA Knight in a co-main event that promised a battle of swagger, skill, and crowd energy. But what unfolded was a masterclass in emotional storytelling, a match where Rollins, despite his heelish antics in the build-up, fought like a man on the verge of rediscovery. The crowd reaction was telling. When Rollins fought off interference from Knight's new ally Grayson Waller and took multiple chair shots to protect the referee rather than capitalize on the chaos, fans roared in support. Chants of Seth, Seth, Seth filled the arena, echoing the kind of organic babyface connection WWE has struggled to manufacture in recent years. It wasn't about the win. Knight ultimately stole the victory with a roll-up and a handful of tights. It was about the fight Rollins gave, the kind of fight that said, "This man's turning a corner." And Triple H, watching backstage, may have seen the opportunity he's been waiting for. Under Triple A's guidance, WWE has slowly shifted back to long-term storytelling and character development rooted in emotional authenticity. Gone are the days of sudden swerves with no payoff. Instead, fans are seeing subtle, purposeful evolutions, and Rollins' recent trajectory screams transformation. In the weeks leading to Backlash, Rollins was increasingly at odds with Judgment Day. Though he had once circled around them, even teasing an alliance with Finn Balor and Damian Priest, recent promos showcased tension, especially after Rollins began distancing himself from their win-at-all-costs philosophy. Add to that his recent backstage segments with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, two of WWE's top babyfaces, and the seeds were planted. What's more, Rollins has openly alluded in interviews to wanting one more run that matters, not for gold, but for legacy. In an interview on The Bump, Rollins hinted that you can only laugh in people's faces for so long before you start asking yourself why you're laughing in the first place. A cryptic but poignant comment that feels even more relevant now. From a creative standpoint, turning Rollins babyface makes all the sense in the world. Firstly, WWE needs a fresh top-tier babyface to anchor Monday Night Raw. With Cody Rhodes likely transitioning to a part-time role post-SummerSlam and Sami Zayn settling into a mid-card mentorship role, there's a vacuum waiting to be filled. Rollins, already beloved by hardcore fans and respected across demographics, can effortlessly slip into that role. Secondly, a Rollins babyface arc opens up compelling feuds. A showdown with Damian Priest, the current World Heavyweight Champion, and a man Rollins never truly got revenge on after losing the title, would be electric. A renewed rivalry with Gunther, now rising as a dominant heel, could deliver matches for the ages. And let's not forget Braun Breaker, whose ruthless aggression could be perfectly countered by a reborn, resilient Rollins. But perhaps most importantly, a babyface Rollins gives fans a redemption story they crave. This isn't about erasing the past. This is about confronting it. Picture this, the Raw after Backlash. Rollins enters to his usual theme, but there's no theatrics, no designer sunglasses, no cackling. Just a man with a microphone and a mission. I lost, he says, but I didn't cheat. I could have. I've done it before. Hell, I've made a career out of it. But not this time. Not when it counted. Not when I had a choice. He pauses, eyes scanning the crowd. I don't know if that makes me a hero. I'm not even sure if I care. But I know one thing, if I go down from here, it's gonna be on my terms. And with that, the slow burn begins. No flashy turn, no betrayal. Just evolution. Triple H has always believed in Rollins. From NXT to The Shield, to carrying Raw during uncertain times, Rollins has proven to be a dependable cornerstone of the WWE. Now at 38, with more mileage behind him than ahead, the time may be right for him to reclaim not just his spot, but his soul. Some insiders suggest the babyface shift has already begun backstage. Rollins has been reportedly working closely with producers to craft promos with more heart and less arrogance. He's been seen training younger talent and even showing up at live events unannounced to work dark matches, something only the most committed do. And then there's the merch sales. Rollins' freaking line has seen a plateau in recent months, but a new redesign, reclaim, rebirth. Teaser shirt reportedly set to drop before SummerSlam could signal the beginning of his new arc. Of course, there are risks. Turning Rollins' face runs the danger of diluting his edge. His flamboyance and unpredictability are what make him unique. But if done right, the turn doesn't need to be about softness. It can be about resolve, about purpose. Think Shawn Michaels in 2002. CM Punk in 2011. Not saints, just soldiers with scars. And speaking of scars, what if Rollins' journey also touches on the real? His history of knee injuries, his struggles with fatherhood and fame, the pressure of being the guy when the company needed him most. Letting Rollins draw on those truths could lead to some of the most emotionally resonant storytelling WWE has seen in years. There's also potential for cinematic feuds. Imagine a mind game war with Karrion Kross, who could try to drag Rollins back into darkness. or a tag team arc with Kevin Owens, perhaps reigniting their mutual respect and distrust dynamic. The possibilities are endless. And perhaps this is all leading to something bigger. Maybe Triple H is laying the groundwork for a massive Survivor Series storyline. One where Rollins, now a reluctant leader, gathers a team of underdogs to take on a corrupt heel faction dominating Raw. It writes itself. In the end, the question isn't if Rollins will turn babyface. It's how and when Triple H chooses to pull the trigger. If WWE continues this subtle, character-driven arc, the payoff could be immense. Not just in ratings or merch, but in legacy. Because when the history books are written, Seth Rollins' name deserves to sit among the all-time greats. And that story, the final chapter, the redemption, might just begin now. Backlash was just the beginning. And under Triple H's watchful eye, the next era of Seth Rollins might be his most unforgettable yet. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.